Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Tao Trio in the Open Master League here. This is going to be the 3 Pokemon from the Unovan region, the 3 legendary Pokemon, with the Reshiram, Zekrom, as well as the Kyurem. What this is going to be here is going to be a very unbalanced team, as you're going to have 3 Dragon-type Pokemon on our team, but at least you're going to have here Firefang Reshiram, Zacian would also learn Firefang, which is going to be able to do some pretty decent damage against other opponents' Zacians. As you're going to see here, we will be able to get them really low. They're going to still be able to knock me out, but I'm going to be able to farm them all the way down here. In comes now a Metagross. We can go ahead, go into our Zekrom, and in comes now the Yveltal. And my opponent makes a huge misplay by letting this move slide. This will allow us to knock them out there. They should shield this move up for sure. But like this, we're going to be able to go ahead, go for a crunch here against the against the Shadow Metagross here. Gonna get the shield. But also, we're going to let this next move go through because I know that I have some energy stored on my Kyurem, allowing me, to even take this Media Mash. They still have to go for another one, and as they have to go for another one, I can still shield this move up and win this first game. This team itself seems to be insanely weak against the main 2 meta Pokemon. Zacian as well as Dialga seems to go through this team, but you're going to see as well in this video I put in the end of the, basically end of the set rewards in there as well for most of them. I only did 3 sets with this one. First one went, I think, 2-3, but the next 2 were really insanely well for me, and I got to my newest season high in general for the entirety of Go Battle League, I think. Like, excluding the first season. I think the first season I got like to like 3,600 or something, but like the preseason was a little bit different. But here we saw, for example, how to deal with a Dialga. It's not too bad, to be fair. It's really not too bad. We now have a shield advantage against the opponent, so we can go ahead and go into our Reshiram here against the opponent's Mewtwo. And now it's a guessing game on what they're going to have in the bag. Do you leave my shield here for the Reshiram, or do you leave my shield for the Zekrom here? And I'm going to decide to go ahead, go for one crunch here, and because I don't generate energy as fast on my Reshiram compared to my Zekrom, I'm going to let this move go through here and hope that my Zekrom going to be able to one-shot whatever they have in the bag. Turns out they're going to have the Buzzwole in the bag. We can still go for one Fusion Bolt here, which will do some decent damage against the opponent, but sadly not enough to knock them out, and that's going to be sadly a loss here, as the opponent can go for one lunge, allowing them to debuff my attack, and they're going to be able to farm me all the way down here. Still, very good game there. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. We're going to see now the Kyurem against a Kyogre. Very decent lead for us, especially as you're going to see now the Dialga coming in. Most I should swapped out already into my Reshiram here instead, but I'm staying in here for whatever reason into my Kyurem, which is not really ideal. I should let this move go through, but I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go ahead, shield this move up, and I can still go for a Glaciate, I guess, which will maybe allow me to realign. That might be a very decent force. Let's see. We're going to be able to get the shield from the opponent, get them pretty low, forcing us to go into a Zekrom to farm down the opponent. In comes now the opponent with the Togekiss. Not ideal for us. We have to go into our Reshiram, but there's still a plan that I have at this point of time to win this game. We can go ahead, go for one crunch against the opponent here. Going to see that it does around like 40% of the opponent's health, but they're going to go for the Surf here, and this is important. They're going to go ahead and farm me all the way down. I was hoping that they would do exactly this. You see me still going for the fast move, so the opponent doesn't know that I'm going to basically not want to do more damage against the opponent, because now you see me shooting up the Surf. I'm just going to get a ton of energy here, and that's going to be the way to win this game. I will be able to still go up to 2 Fusion Bolts against the opponent's Togekiss here, and that's going to get the first shield, and is also going to be able to get the knockout against the opponent here, winning us this game despite having a not really favorable matchup there as well. Very good game there. Next opponent, we're going to see the Giratina in the lead. Very decent lead for us, something where they usually swap out, and we're going to see a Melmetal coming in, which is going to be pretty decent for us as well. We can take one Rock Slide from the opponent, as they're going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide here right now. I can go ahead and go for the Fusion Flare, just in case they're going to no-shield this. I would be able to do some decent damage against them, and it would knock them out here, but they're going to shield this move up, allowing us now to let this move go through. I think they have 2 moves already stored, so I'm just going to go ahead and go into my Zekrom now, going to let this move go through as well, allowing me now to have a shield advantage, as well as I'm going to get a ton of energy here against the opponent. If they want to go back into the Giratina, they can do that, because I still have my Crunch in the back there, which is going to be super effective against the opponent's Giratina. In comes now Crunch, going to do some pretty decent damage. I should shield this move up, and I'm going to shield this move up, which is going to be the Omnious Wind. And we're going to see now the Lugia coming in. Allows us to go into our Kyurem, and it allows us as well to go for the Glaciate. You see some lag there. So some people are saying, oh, they don't have lag. It's like for people that are on iOS, like it's definitely way less laggy than for people on Android. Android is the main reason why the game lags so much there. In general, iOS is a little bit of a better system for running apps in general. It's a very, very efficient one, while Android has to basically be available for all those smartphones, so it's a little bit less efficient, sadly. But yeah, this is why you most likely not encounter lag if you are on iOS, while it is pretty bad right now on Android. We're going to see the Glaciate coming in against the opponent's Dialga here again. I'm gonna get the debuff onto their attack, and this time around I'm going to be able to catch an Iron Head. It's going to be resisted and debuffed, so it's not going to do too much damage. And we're going to see now, sadly, Rayquaza coming in. This is something that I don't really want to face at all whatsoever here. I'm going to have to go for one shield. Of course, they're going to be able to debuff my attack, making this matchup even more into their favor. But we're going to be able to still do some pretty decent damage here. They're going to go ahead and go for the charge move against me. I have to let this move go through here. There's no real reason for me to shield, and I'm going to be able to farm down with some Fire Fangs. Do we still have a chance of winning this game here? We will find out shortly. In comes a Ho-Oh, and this is not ideal. Because we have Fire Fang, we're not going to do as much damage, but they're going to go straight for the Brave Bit for whatever reason, allowing us now to go for a Crunch, as they are double debuffed. So they are forced to shield this move up, basically. Are we going to be able to get the first shield from the opponent? They're just staying in for whatever reason, allowing us to go for another Crunch here, and this Crunch going to crunch them down and knock them out and win us the game here, as the Dialga is energy dry, allowing us to farm them all the way down. And let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see the Kyurem against another Giratina. Very decent for us. In comes a Lugia, allowing us to go for one Glaciate, allowing us to debuff the opponent's attack. So both Dragon Breath as well as, not Dragon Breath, Dragon Tail as well as their charge move, the Aeroblast, is not going to do too much damage. I'm still going to go ahead and shield up this move here, because Aeroblast is still such a strong move. I just don't really want to get the damage from this on me. But I will be able to now go ahead and farm them all the way down. If they want to go back into their Giratina, they have to take basically 2 Crunches, as also if they want to go down into anything else, we're going to have Fusion Bolt for usually the coverage move there. So there's a very safe play here for me to just go ahead and go for 2 Crunches here. Try to knock out the opponent or try to get them super low here. And I'm going to get my shield back, which is fine for me. Going to get them super low. I will be able to go into my Kyurem, and we're going to see the opponent going to a MEWeedle, allowing us to go into our Reshiram here and retaliate with a Crunch after they go for the Rock Slide here. Can shield this move up, it doesn't really matter at this point of time. This game is over. There is nothing the opponent can do here anymore. Crunch coming through, going to even get the defense drop, which is even better for us, which doesn't really matter too much though. But we will be able to just knock them out here, which is going to be very nice for us, as the Giratina is going to be able to knock me out, but there's nothing that they can really do there. Even if we didn't get the defense drop, they would still have been able to survive a Shadow Ball with our Kyurem, still had like energy there, still would have been able to farm the opponent's MEWeedle, so there wouldn't be any real reason for me to worry here. Next opponent, we're going to see another horrible lead for us. It's going to be, of course, the Dialga. Not ideal for us. We win this in the 1-0 shield scenario as well, so we're going to be able to just get the debuff here. Usually try to swap out here, but this time around I'm just going to let this move go through, and I can farm them down with my what's called Zekrom here, trying to get some extra energy. But in comes the Kyogre for whatever reason. I don't really know why they try to do this. Allows us though to go for one Fusion Bolt, which is going to force a shield from the opponent. And this is still going to do some pretty decent damage against me though. You see here already, my health is declining pretty fast, even though they are having a resisted fast move here. Still going to hurt me quite a bit. I'm going to shield up the first move here, as I can go ahead and go for the Fusion Bolt in order to knock out the opponent. In comes now the opponent with the Dialga again. I'm going to try to farm them all the way down and try to go for one Fusion Bolt here, and it's going to be another Togekiss, allowing us to get most likely the shield here from the opponent. And now we're going to see where also Fire Fang Reshiram shines. It's just against like Charm users in general. Dragon Breath would have done any damage here, but like this, we're going to put them into range for one Fusion Flare, and we basically can say goodbye to the opponent here, as they would get farmed down. Here we see also my set here just now finishing up with a 4-1, which is amazing, honestly. Like, I'm playing a theme team here right now, and we're currently at like 3,348 rating, but we still have some more matches coming up here for the final set for today's video. Honestly, such a joy to play this team. It's wild that this actually works. Like, I played this team before, I think like 6 months ago or something. And it worked as well there, which is kind of wild, because like you wouldn't really expect it. Like you have 3 Pokemon that you rarely see in Go Battle League anyway. Like you still see sometimes all 3 of those, like they still have some kind of play, but they're like more B tier picks. Maybe I actually do like tier lists again for Go Battle League, which might be interesting for some people. In the future, I'm going to be away for 1 week in June, so it's going to be maybe something for that thing there. But honestly, like those picks here are not really the Pokemon that you have to build immediately if you go into the Go Battle League, but they still work out so well. You're going to see me shield up the move from the opponent, Dialga, as we're going to be able to now go ahead and go for a crunch against the opponent, coming in with their Zacian again. I think this is a CMP tie here, so we're going to get the shield from the opponent. We even got the defense drop, which really doesn't matter at all, but we're going to be able to get the energy onto us, so we can go into our Reshiram, and now it's going to be the Yveltal against us. It's going to be a little bit tricky to win this game here still. I'm forced to catch Charge Move from the Yveltal onto my Kyurem in order to win this game, as we can go ahead and go for the bait here with Crunch, trying to get the defense drop, but we don't get the defense drop, which is just kind of annoying, and I tried to catch the move, didn't work out here. I'm going to be able to get just too much energy here, so I cannot farm them down in time anymore, which is kind of sad, but they're going to be able to win this game here, well played by the opponent. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see Kyurem against Kyogre in the lead. Very decent lead for us. Honestly, we see actually quite a few decent leads for us, but of course, against an incoming Dialga, there's not a lot that I can do about this one. Most I should now swap into my Reshiram, but I didn't do this yet. But I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to be able to catch the Iron Head again, which is going to be very nice, because it's also debuffed, and yeah, they're going to be also still resisted. I will be able to farm them all the way down. In comes again the Kyogre. They can farm me all the way down, which is really annoying for me. But I'm still going to be able to go for one crunch here. Going to get some damage onto the opponent, as they're going to be able to farm me all the way. I'm going to go back into my Kyurem here, I would say. No, actually going to go back into my Zekrom here, I guess. As you're going to see the Zacian coming in, and at this point of time, it's not really ideal. I have to go for the bait here first, because I think they're going to just shield this move up. But no, they don't want to shield this move up. And like this, there's not a lot that I can do about this one. Going to let this move go through here, and honestly I decide to now just go ahead and say, yeah, this is most likely not going to work here. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, most likely go for the forfeit here. So there's not a lot that I can do in this matchup here. I can go ahead and go for one crunch, but honestly, I just don't do enough damage here with my fast move. They're going to be able to easily get to 2 charge moves there, and this was sadly not ideal. So not really a good start into this set with 2 losses, but can we still come back from this one here? We will find out. Zacian coming in here, we will be able to go for one Fusion Flare against the opponent. Let's see, this one is going to be able to just get the shield from the opponent, which is fine for us. We're going to be able to get them super low though with our fast move, as they're going to go for one close combat, forcing me to at least throw up another shield here, I feel like. I kind of want to get the damage. They're most likely going to be able to realign their Pokemon, but I kind of want to get the damage onto them, which is definitely a little bit more important for me. As you're going to see now, we can go back into the Kyurem and farm them all the way down. We don't really need alignment here, but now we're going to encounter the Dialga coming in, which is definitely something where you kind of want alignment. But let's take a look at this one. We're going to be able to go ahead and drop the attack of the opponent. Try to swap out here, didn't work out. I'm going to shield this move up still. It's going to be the Iron Head, and I will be able to go ahead and go for Glaciating against the incoming Giratina here. Kind of want to keep around my Kyurem just in case I can just farm down the opponent later on. But we can go ahead and go into our Zekrom here right now, as you're going to get the opponent super low already. They're going to have a charge move stored here. It's going to be the Shadow Ball, doing some pretty decent damage. And they can go for another charge move here as well, which is going to be a tough one. Another Shadow Ball coming through. We can try to knock them out. We can farm them all the way down, and even the crunch is coming through here against the opponent's Dialga. Sealing the deal here, going to be able to now nearly knock out the opponent, but like a few more fast moves from Kyurem are enough to win us the game. Next opponent here, we're going to see the Kyurem against the Mamoswine in the lead. This is going to be okay for us as well, as you're going to be able to go for Glaciate. I think I'm still going to shield up a charge move here if I'm not wrong. They're going to go for the shield first as well. We are going to take neutral damage from the opponent, but of course we're a little bit more on the squishy side. So you're going to shield up the Avalanche here. We're not going to shield up the second one though, definitely not. As this is going to come through here, gonna put us into a range where we can still go for one Dragon Claw and not knock out the opponent. It would have been a little bit tricky if we wouldn't do it like this, because the opponent would have still got to another charge move, so we couldn't just farm him down. In comes the Lugia, allowing us to go for the debuff, and we're going to get out the Giratina as well, and now we can just align our Pokemon. The Giratina going to still have to deal with our Zekrom, which is going to be very beneficial for us, as we're going to be able to have the super effective fast move here against the opponent, as well as some good coverage here with our charge moves as well. In comes now the Crunch, going to get shielded. I can still farm them down. I still should be able to survive this charge move here as well. and we're going to be able to get to a Fusion Bolt, and of course it's going to do a ton of damage against the Broguiere, but we have to kind of ensure that it's actually going to KO. So I'm going to swap first into my Rush Ram. They're going to go ahead, go for the Arrow Blast here, knock me out, but this Fusion Bolt is definitely now into range where I can just one-shot them with that one, and that's going to be a very good game. Let's take a look at the final game for today's video. It's going to be Kyurem against Tyranitar. This is very spicy from the opponent, very spicy Pokemon. I can go ahead and go for my Glaciate first because I know that the opponent not going to be able to outspeed me here. Luckily it's Bite and not Smackdown. Smackdown would have been way more difficult to deal with for this team as we have two Pokemon weak to Rock type moves. Yeah, we're going to see the Crunch coming through, which we're going to be able to shield up, but now in comes the Glaciate again. Going to be able to get the knockout against the opponent's Tyranitar as we face off now against Zacian as well. Going to be able to go for another charge move here. It's going to be the Glaciate, going to stop the opponent's attack, and they can still farm me all the way down here, which is not really ideal. I should have most I went for the Dragon Claw, hoping that the opponent might want to shield this move up, but we can at least align our Pokemon, which works out pretty well for us. We now have the Giratina out of here onto our Dragon Breath user, which is very decent for us. We can go ahead, go for one Crunch here, try to knock them out with this one here. Let's see if they're going to let this move go through. They're going to let this move go through, and they're going to forfeit this final one. You're going to see in my final set here was a 3-2 as shown here in the video as well. Let's take a look. We're going to get a Snorlax here, and we're going to be able to climb up to 3,364 rating, which is the highest I've ever been, I think, since the preseason, so that's kind of nice. At least I'm going to be able to climb a little bit with some fun teams in the Master League. It's also on the leaderboards as well, this rating, so very, very decent for us. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.